Now, I should probably explain myself with the title of this video. You see, a couple of years ago, I made a video which was a sort of prediction video over certain things which I thought were going to happen in Series 13 of Doctor Who. Series 13, of course, being Flux, the final series to star Jodie Whittaker, and then the last episodes that followed starring Jodie Whittaker. And I made a couple of suggestions on what could happen for the 60th anniversary. Now that some time has passed, I'm going to have a look back at that video, which, to be honest, I did not take that seriously at the time. I just made it as a tongue-in-cheek thing. It wasn't like some sort of in-depth analysis like other YouTubers do. It was all just simply tongue-in-cheek, and some of the things I said in it, from what I remember, were quite jokey. But as you'll see now, I think that Doctor Who has become quite predictable given some of the things that I say in this video. So let's have a look back at what I said.
Since the beginning, Doctor Who has had many beloved characters return, whether it be former Doctors, companions, and enemies, including the Candyman. For this video, I want to bring forward just a few ideas for characters who I think could return to the show in the future.
Who could or
And
should return?
This is in no particular order whatsoever. Starting off with former Doctors, I would really love to see all of them come back, especially the ones who did not get the best right treatment back in the day. I'll even include Tom Baker in here.
Oh,
I
I'd
absolutely
love that.
his return on the 50th anniversary. Wouldn't it be great if he made an appearance for the 60th in some way? Seeing Peter Davison in Time Crash reminded me how much he can still pull off
He
the
came
character
back.
of the Fifth Doctor. At the end of the day, all of them can pull off the character, even if they are looking visibly older.
And that is exactly what happened.
Seeing an older Colin Baker interacting with the modern day Doctors.
That
is
happened.
Pure joy. And Paul McGann as the Eighth Doctor.
I called it.
Lazenby of Doctor Who.
I called it.
I've seen The Night of the Doctor so many times since it first came out, and this minisode proves that this guy was robbed of a TV series.
I still
Having him
say that
make
now.
A full proper appearance in an episode of the show would
Glad he
make
did all the
many
Big Finish
fans'
stuff, though. You know.
dreams come true, including mine. While I doubt Christopher Eccleston will come back as the Ninth Doctor on TV, it would be amazing if he made a U-turn. At the end of the day, he's coming to Big Finish, so that I can live with.
Yeah.
David Tennant is more or less a given. And
Well, we know what happened there, don't we?
And Peter Capaldi.
Oh, I'd love that.
Surely Joe Martin's going to return as the Fugitive Doctor in Series 13. It is a matter of time before
Called
we are
that.
given an explanation as to who she really is.
Well, that never happened, did it?
I can see Graham and Ryan coming back for Series 13.
Right, I was
along
half
with
right
Rose
here.
Grace. I think all these three have potential.
Right, Graham
And
came back.
I could see
The other
them
two
joining
didn't.
Torchwood at this stage as Captain Jack is looking for new recruits.
Oh shit, this didn't
Companions
age good,
who
did
I
it?
really want to see come back in the future are also Mel, Ace, Donna pre-Mindwipe, and the Penguin who travelled with 60, because why not? I'm also throwing Clara in there. I'm saving the best of all.
I mean, this is
Handles.
just piss take. This
We
won't
could
happen.
have had an entire Big Finish spin-off series dedicated to the life of Handles and the role that he played on Trenzalore. You heard it here first, folks. Chris Chibnall could even bring back K9 as a robot
That never
dog.
happened,
Always
but
came in handy
RTD
in
could
tight
do it.
situations. Remember the time he battled against the Marshmen? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
That
shit.
could work in Modern Who. Characters who I don't want are the new unit. It's not because I despise them or anything, far from it, but I think they have been poorly utilised. And
I'm kind of the same.
there for fan service.
I feel the same
Apparently
there,
Big
really.
Finish did them
But
justice, so I'll probably listen to that
I
series
don't
in about 10
mind
years'
them.
time or
It's
something.
just that
Also, if they
they
did
need
come
a good
back,
story.
that would mean that we might get Cyberbrig, and that's just so offensive to
Oh,
my love
yeah.
for that character and
Screw
Nicholas
that.
Courtney. Shame on you, Moffat. Now on to the monsters and villains. Now, I've come up with a monster who no one would have thought could make a surprise appearance in Series 13. Potential spoilers, I came up with, drumroll, the Daleks. Think about it. It would be
That happened!
so many viewers that the Daleks appear during
That happened!
rather than in a special which is
Oh
broadcast
my
on New
god.
Year's Day. Viewers won't see it
It
coming.
really has
Trust
become
me. I'd
predictable.
like the Mondazian Cybermen to come back because, you know, I really love that design. The Sea Devils are legit one of my
Oh
favourite
Jesus,
monsters.
I called
How
this,
the hell
didn't I?
they've not turned up again in the modern series.
Legend
I'll
of the
never
Sea.
know.
I mean, that was a
Well,
train wreck of an episode, but
actually,
so weird I
that
predicted
might be
this.
due to the Silurians reboot getting botched. But
Chibnall, watch
we
this
could
video.
also have Ice Warrior stories too.
I mean,
we
this
have
didn't happen,
effectively
but
seen
I'm
the
totally
prequel
down
to
for
the
them coming
Peladon
back
stories
again.
with Emperors of Mars. Now let's have more Ice Warrior lore explored and have a return to Peladon for the first time in almost 50 years. You know you want it. I'm going to throw
We got
this
a Big
into the
Finish
mix
box
too.
set.
How about we have some of the former Masters show up? I'm down for seeing the likes of John Sims showing up again.
Oh yeah.
He could be like the Anthony Ainley of the modern era, taking on multiple Doctors. My god. I could go on here.
I mean,
I made this video having
I'm
a
still
lack
down
of
for that.
ideas. These are just some characters that I've come up with at the top of my head, and I'm not so sure that a lot of these things what I mentioned will happen. Captain Jack did return, but
oh
that
god.
took too
Yeah.
long in hindsight. In a
I
couple of
mean,
years,
with what's
there will
happened
be
since,
a lot
I
to
don't
talk
really want him
over.
to
Who
return
will
now.
be in the 60th? So this topic will be revisited. To finish off, though, one of the main inspirations for this video was because of a certain announcement that's happened very recently. Yeah. Right, so what I'm really trying to say is Sylvester McCoy back in his 7th Doctor costume made me so happy. I now want to see him come back to Doctor Who. Chibbers, make it happen.
That
24 karat officially canon.
happened. The funny thing was, the majority of the shit that I said in this video actually came true. We got the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th Doctors show up at the end of the Chibnall era. Chibnall brought all of them back in the power of the Doctor, and they interacted with the 13th Doctor. David Tennant has come back to the role of the Doctor, albeit he's not playing the same incarnation, but he's still come back to Doctor Who. I mean, I've mentioned Matt Smith, I've mentioned Capaldi. It's possible, like, theoretically, they could be showing up in the 60th anniversary. Nothing else is known apart from what we know at the moment. We know that the Doctor is going to be played by David Tennant in it, and somehow Ncuti Gatwa will be involved to some capacity. And then you've got Catherine Tate coming back as Donna, and then you've got a few other characters from RTD1 coming back. And then villains, you've got potential Celestial Toymaker return, you've got Beep the Meep. I mean, none of that I called in that video, because who would have thought that Beep the Meep was going to be making a return in the 60th anniversary? That was definitely not on my bingo card when I made this video back when I made it. But like, I just love how I actually made like the whole thing about the Daleks coming back in Series 13, which ended up as Flux. I made that as a joke. Like, honestly, I made it as a joke, referencing the fact that the Daleks have appeared every so often, like in the new series. They've appeared more or less in every single series of the revived era. And I just thought, well, no, they wouldn't appear in Series 13 so soon after they last appeared at the time in Revolution of the Daleks. But then, lo and behold, they did anyway. And then they ended up appearing in Eve of the Daleks, which some purists will also count as a part of Series 13, the Series 13 specials, if you will. So I love how little tongue-in-cheek things that I referenced in the video actually did come true as well. Like, to be honest with you, when I made this video, I didn't think that the old Doctors would be coming back. Even the old companions, like I mentioned Mel, I mentioned Ace, they both came back in The Power of the Doctor. Ace was a big part of that story. Mel, not so much, but hey, she still came back. It counts. And then it's just unbelievable, you know. It's really unbelievable how a video I made, which I didn't really take things too seriously, a lot of the things came true. So, in a way, does that make Doctor Who predictable? And to be honest, it probably does, doesn't it? So it's really interesting looking back at that video. I've not watched that video since I made it about 2 years ago now. You can have a look at the original video. A little link will appear at the top of your screen now, so you can watch it for your own leisure. Really interesting. Doctor Who has just become predictable, it seems. So I'd really like to see it become less predictable for this incoming era with RTD taking the realm and with David Tennant coming back and then Ncuti Gatwa taking on the role. I am very excited for this new era, so I'm hoping for a bit less predictability because I feel like we have been definitely lacking in that department for quite some time, albeit the regeneration from Jodie Whittaker to David Tennant was a very nice surprise, although I imagine that was all masterminded by RTD, among other people as well. So there you have it. That is my reaction to an old video that I did. Just goes to show, yeah, Doctor Who became predictable, didn't it?